following presentation is brought to you by American Legion, Post 416, Greendale, Wisconsin. Veterans of Foreign Wars, VFW Post 10, 519, Greendale, Wisconsin. Disabled American Veterans, DAV Chapter 19, West Allis, Wisconsin. The Veterans Community Relations Team, VCRT, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Machinery and Welder Corporation, West Allis, Wisconsin. And by viewers like you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this edition of RC World. Today, we're at the boat pond at Sheridan Park in Cudahy, Wisconsin, and we're going to take some of the model boats that the Wisconsin Scale Boaters Association have for us to look at today. It's a beautiful day for boating, so without further ado, let's take a look at what's going on here today. But before we do, we're first going to talk to Rich Sturl, and he is the president of the Wisconsin Scale Boaters Association. Here's what he had to say. Joining me now is Rich Sturl. Rich Sturl is president of the Wisconsin Scale Boaters Association. And first off, Rich, tell us a little bit about the Wisconsin Scale Boaters Association.
Well, the Wisconsin Scale Boating Association started in the mid-1970s, and currently we have approximately 60 members from various parts, from Racine to Manitowoc to Rivers. But a majority of our club members are in the Milwaukee area, Cudahy, South Milwaukee, and Milwaukee. And we have a monthly meeting at the Greenfield News and Hobby Shop, the second Thursday of the month, starting at 6:30. The meetings last approximately 1 hour. And if someone would like to come to the meeting and just observe what our club does, we really appreciate it. Membership dues are $20 per year, and it's a fun group. We have static models, radio control. We have sailboats. All types of boats, fast boats, slow boats, any type of boat that you can imagine, we do have.
Okay, and here we are today. This is like, I guess you guys get together every Sunday or every other Sunday of the summer and come down to the boat pond at Sheridan Park in Cudahy, Wisconsin.
Right. We do try to come here every Sunday unless we have another function. Like next week, we'll be up at Kohler, Wisconsin, which is on Saturday. We'll be up at Kohler at the mall they have at Kohler. We go up there every year, and then later on this year we'll be at the Pewaukee Antique Boat Show in Pewaukee, and then in January this year we'll be at the Milwaukee Boat Show. We'll be there for 8 days.
Wow, that's really great. So joining this organization, folks watching at home today, if you're new or you might be interested in scale boating or RC model boating, it's good to find a club like this in your neighborhood because you can learn a lot from other guys that have been doing it for a long time, and it's sure a heck of a lot of fun, isn't it, Rich?
Yes, and the thing about our club, we go from a novice that barely knows what a radio control is to the more experienced modelers that knows a little bit about everything in our club.
Okay, and I understand you brought a boat with you too here, Rich, today.
Oh, yes, but it's still sitting in a car, but we have a beautiful ship out on our miniature ocean here.
Okay, Rich. Well, we'll talk to you a little bit later on down the show, and we'll take a look at your boats. But in the meantime, we got a few people we're going to talk to now, and we're going to take a look at some of the boats that are here today. So thanks, Rich, for taking the time
ladies
to talk
and gentlemen,
with us. Now joining me is Ray Wolf, and of course he's a member also of the Wisconsin Scale Boaters Association. And Ray has a vintage, oh, it looks like it's from the 1940s, Ray, a Chris Craft. Larry, is that right? Is that the name of the boat?
Yes, it is. We brought it right from the manufacturer. It comes right out of the box. You just got to charge the batteries up and put it in the water. It's got a 550 motor in it, and it's water cooled.
Wow, it's water cooled. And how many batteries does that take, and about how long can you go on a charge with that?
Not too long. It's got 5 little AA batteries, and it's only 1200 milliamps, so it don't take long. You're lucky if you get 10 minutes out of it. But that's any fast boat. The faster the boat goes, the shorter the running time you have. I mean, I've got other boats here, like other PT boat, I can run that one for over an hour.
And we're going to take a look at that too in just a minute. But as we're talking here, boy, that looks like a fine piece of furniture, that boat there.
Well, this is one of those that are really homemade. You got to order it, and then they build it. It's not one of those you can go to a hobby store and say, I'll take that one off the shelf.
And approximately, for the folks watching at home and that might be interested in looking for something like that, how much is that going to set them back?
Well, because it's custom made, if you want to call it, or handmade, it's over about $250.
Does that come with the radios already installed?
With everything, right.
And is that on what frequency? Is that 2.4 gigahertz, the new?
Yes, which means you can run it. We don't have to worry about interfering with any other boats.
Yeah, that 2.4 gigahertz is great today, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
All right, we're going to take a brief pause here, and Ray's going to come back with his PT boat, which is, folks, you got to see this. Please stand by. Folks, and Ray just went to grab his PT boat, and Ray, boy, that's a fine looking boat. Now I understand this boat was a kit boat and you made this from scratch.
Well, it comes in a kit, so all the pieces are in the box, but you got to put it all together and glue it all together because it's what they call a kit. Okay. So you got to actually put all these parts and all these pieces that are in there all come separate, and you got to put them all on and glue them. Well, depends on how fast you are. You could take you a month, or it could take you a couple of weeks. It depends on how fast you want to get it done. And then you got to paint it all too, because it's just plastic.
Wow. So it comes like gray, base gray, and
just regular gray plastic. So you can paint it any colors you want. You can put the different colors on the sides or whatever what era you wanted to paint the boat to, you know, what year it was made or whatever. There's are different colors.
Okay, and what kind of power plant are we talking in this baby?
Well, this has got a single motor and a single drive shaft on it, one propeller, and this is actually a replica of the PT-109, you know, 10 Kennedy's boat.
That's right.
This is a duplicate, and it's a Dumas kit.
I bet you all our veterans watching tonight will like this one.
Yes, so, and there's quite a few people in the club that have these. And
okay, and of course,
a lot. But this one I like too because I actually had to put it together. So I have 4, 5, 6 other boats at home that I actually put it together with a kit. But I also have 3 or 4 that are out of the box.
All right. Well, I'm kind of lazy myself, folks. I prefer the out of the box, but this is really nice. What kind of power plant did you say we had in here?
It's got the single 550 just like the other one here. There we go. And it's water cooled. I put that in myself because it doesn't come that way.
Oh, okay, quite a big battery. How?
Maybe you can see that's a 7.2 battery. This is a 5,000 milliamp. So it's going to run pretty good.
Well, probably at least 10, 15 minutes or more.
Maybe longer, yeah. Yes.
Well, that's a fine-looking boat, and in just a minute, we're going to take a look at Ray's boats cruising around the pond.
Yep. I'm going to put it in the water right now.
All right, so stay tuned for that. I'm here now with Joe Bruning. And Joe, are you also a member of the Wisconsin Scale Boaters Association?
No, but I actually do think it'd be very interesting to join it. I would not mind having to come out. I heard some people coming out every Sunday. I'd definitely do this. It's a really fun hobby.
It certainly is. And Joe's got a mini mono from Aquacraft. And folks, we're going to show you this boat a little bit, well, after we do this interview. It is so fast, I had a very difficult time keeping up with it with the camera and filming it. But hopefully we got some good shots to show us. Joe, tell us a little bit about the mini mono. Of course, probably the first thing all of our audience is going to be wondering is, how fast does it go?
Well, I decided to put a LiPo 3-cell 11.1 volt. It can do about 30 to 40. It's pretty fast for its size. Basically, it has a 20 amp ESC. It's a 2.4 gigahertz. I guess people would call it a boat motor because it has the cooling system. Well, technically, my motor is a plane motor because the entire motor will spin. So basically, the cooling system really has no effect on it. The motor doesn't really get too warm. It's fairly cheap for its price. It's about $130 from Greenfield News and Hobby. They still have one.
And that comes ready to run too, doesn't it?
The only thing you have to buy is a battery. You can choose to buy regular or LiPo. I just chose to do a LiPo.
All right. Well, I want to thank you, Joe, very much for talking to us. And folks, let's have a look at Joe's boat in action. All right, now I'm joined by Randy Forster. Is it all right, Randy? And Randy's got a very interesting RC boat here to share with us. A little jet ski boat. Randy, can you tell us a little bit about? I understand this is a ready-to-run kit.
Yeah, it's ready to run. It's by Roby. It's not available anymore because it's pretty old, but it's really fast. It's like a real jet ski. It's got turns around, spins on its own, and it's got a 550 motor in it, 2 props. It's pretty cool.
And one of the things I noticed about this boat, Randy, is that it has dual outboard motors on it. That's kind of unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Usually they got jets on them. I'm on a jet ski. A lot of them. I've got one extra, another one that's got jets on it. But usually with the props, it just makes it more unique.
And I'm sure one of the things that comes to mind when the folks watching at home see something like this, Randy, is how fast does it go?
I have no idea as far as, how fast. I never timed it.
Okay. Fast enough, though, right?
Everybody asks that. All the kids say, how fast is it?
Yeah. Well, as you're going to see in just a couple of seconds here, folks, it goes pretty fast. So, why don't we take a look at Randy's boat cruising around the pond. Right now, I'm joined by Rick Savarino. Did I say that name right, Rick?
You got it.
And Rick has got a PT boat, I guess the 1940s, World War II.
PT Higgins.
And
From the Mediterranean Theater.
Mediterranean Theater. And first of all, Rick, did you build this from scratch?
No, it was a kit, Dumas.
A kit? So, well, you still had to put everything together.
The hull is ABS, but the rest of the deck and everything, all that, machine guns, all that stuff had to be put together, right?
Boy, this is a fine-looking Model 2. Tell us a little bit about the power plant in here.
It's got a 550 motor in there. It's really for a speedboat. That's why it goes pretty fast. Not scale, but I can scale it down. And it's I run a 4200 battery in there, and brass prop, 3-related brass prop. And that's about it.
Wow, that's really a cool boat.
I have a sound card in there that gives a gasoline engine sound. Plus, I have a sound card for the machine guns when they go by. It sounds like they're shooting.
Wow, we're going to have to listen for that. We're going to see it, folks, in just a few minutes here. And what do you get for battery power on there, though, then?
Oh, if you're running wide open, you're probably only going to get maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then. But if you go scale speed, I can probably get almost a half hour.
Wow, that's pretty good. Well, Rick, thanks for taking a few minutes to talk with us today.
You're welcome.
And that's it for this edition of RC World. Join us again next time for more RC events from southeastern Wisconsin. Until next time, I'm Dave Ryba. Thanks for watching.